Some people write therapeutically, but authors need therapy after writing.
Pull up a chair. Hi, Marty.
Hello, Kate.
Oh, we almost sounded cool.
I don't know about you, but I sounded very cool.
You did, and then I spent a lot. I froze up a little. I was like, oh god, that's my cue.
I did hear the pause. I'm like, is she gonna say it? Is she? But then you did.
I'll edit it out.
I'll edit out that pause. Because we're professionals.
Okay. Yes, we're wearing our sexy therapist glasses.
Yes.
Looking so buttoned.
Yeah. And I am in no way wearing Velcro wristbands for my tendonitis.
Oh my god. Beautiful.
They really set the mood. I don't know if you'll be able to edit that out.
Snap that.
The Velcro sound.
Velcro. Oh no, keep that.
Yeah. Because nothing says
that ASMR.
We're getting down to it than that sound right there.
Oh yeah.
Here.
It's the
we're gonna need exactly. Some people like whips. And some people just
yeah. I really thought you were just gonna rip the Velcro one more time. And some people
I did! Could you not hear it?
Oh, I couldn't hear it this time.
I did it next to the computer, but I did it next to my computer screen because I forgot where sound actually enters it. I'm like 93 years old. We're lucky that I even understand what a computer is.
Oh, man. God, I just edited the episode where I'm explaining to you the motherboard and the graphics card and the RAM, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm just going on and on and on, and no one cares. I'm also getting it all really wrong.
Well, I mean, I'm sure all of my car knowledge was really helpful and also all wrong. So
see, you weren't trying to be specific with the car.
Oh, thank God.
You were just if the check engine light starts blinking, get out of the car. Yeah, that sounds like solid advice. I don't think anyone could contest
You don't have to get out of the car. Just turn the car off.
Oh,
you don't have to get out of the car. It's not going to blow up or anything, but just turn the car off because the engine is causing damage to itself. Yeah. So, and now we have a little review information about cars, which again,
turn your car
off. It's totally on brand for what we're here to talk about too. So,
yes, welcome to Car Talk, part 2.
We're two ladies who know nothing about vehicles. Continue to know nothing about vehicles.
No credentials in this area.
I am married to someone who knows something about cars, and
I dated a guy who knows about cars. I think that's
good
enough.
So we might as well be mechanics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we know everything.
I mean, I can't because of my tendonitis in my wrist.
That is the
only thing keeping
from
me
being a
the
mechanic.
only thing. Otherwise, I'd be living my dream of being a mechanic. But my damn wrist.
Me personally, I just lost my wrench. And now I can't do it.
Couldn't possibly buy another one.
Oh no! See, I need to fix car to buy my new
so
wrench.
True. It's a little bit of a chicken and the egg situation.
Oh yeah, so I have to just hammer away at this computer. Typey type. Oh my god, though. So me, I love nothing.
Yes.
I enjoy nothing.
Yes. You and your bitter soul.
Cold and heartless. Yes. And so it is so fucking rare, I feel like, for me to pick up a book and enjoy it.
Which
because
is so
I'm
funny because
constantly
you're always reading too. You're always reading something, so you just do something that you don't find joy in very often.
Oh, the amount of things I
DNF all the time.
I just don't finish.
Same.
Yeah. And the thing is, a lot of the time, if it's an audiobook and I don't like it, I can at least just kind of let it wash over me and just get through it. But I actually have to read the words
you have to
on the page.
Pause your life to do it.
That is the hardest thing in the world, to read something you don't like with your eyes.
You know what's challenging though is I'm reading, and have been for a long time, a book on audio, and it's really good. It's a great story. I mean, it's really well done, but I'm just not into it. And I'm wondering, am I not into it because the reader's reading too slow, or what is it about this that's not working?
Well, I think it is a level of maturity that to be able to recognize that something is still good even though it's not for you.
That's fair. Maybe it isn't for me, but it's...
Because a lot of people, they go to the movies and they go, it was a bad movie because I hated it. And it's like, well, it could have been a good movie that you hated.
Yeah, I've definitely had that experience. But okay, so tell me about the thing that is bringing you joy regardless of your black heart.
My rotted, fetid heart. So I started reading the X-Hex. It's been on my desk for a week, or longer probably. It's October. I wanted to read something witchy because I'm writing something witchy. And I had picked up a book prior to the X-Hex and had tried to read it, and I thought I would love it. And then, first couple pages didn't snag me or didn't enthrall me. But I was like, I'll just keep reading it and it will be fine. But then I got to a point where it's like, no. I every paragraph I'm going like, I don't like that. I wouldn't have written that. I want to call someone up and complain about this line. I get so nitpicky, unreasonably. Ugh.
I feel like that happens though as you're because you start in good faith and then as it starts turning sour, it's easier to pick up proof of what you have already an opinion you've already formed. And part of the reason you formed that opinion is because it's actually there.
Yeah, and you're reinforcing
it. And it just becomes I have to put this down because I've clearly already seen what I came to see.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I want every book that I read to make me feel as happy as the first time I picked up a Tessa Dare book, which was such a I was taking pictures of lines that I really liked every couple of pages and sending them to my friends, and I'm like, this is the funniest thing I've ever read.
Oh, that is so sweet.
And and I'm like, oh, it's such a good feeling when you finally find a book that just everything you read is okay, that's so funny, and this is fantastic detail, and I just makes you feel so good. And so that's the X-Hex, because I picked it up and I was like, it's been on my desk, I should read this. I just got Well Matched in the mail, and I loved the first two books in that series. So I was like, that's my dessert. X-Hex is going to be my vegetables. I'm going to read it because I bought it. And then I started reading. I was like, oh my God, this is chocolate.
Aww, that is awesome. I'm reading.
Yeah. It was right before I talked, right before you said, I'm ready to call, she had just elbowed him in the testicles. And I was like, this is magical.
So I'm reading The Widow of Rose House. And
yes, I've seen you post about
fantastic. That. Super fantastic. Oh my gosh. The pacing is so well done. The plot is just so clean. And the characters are so well done. They're just such great characterization. And I just want more from these people. Right? I so badly, because the main character, Sam, the hero, he's not the main character, but he is a hero. He has this big family and they're all scientists and they're all a little bit, a little bit chaotic genius, right? And they're so fun and so warm and all this. And then there's the best friend that is Sam's business partner. And I'm like, oh my gosh, give me more of these people. Please, sequels. Please give me more of them. And so that's how I feel about that. And she hasn't done that yet. I don't want to write the fanfic. I don't have time. But these people need their stories told. So
I think the last time I wrote fanfic, it was for Ice Planet Barbarians. Because, God, such a cute world. But I was really mad when I got to the part in the series, spoiler alert, where there's an earthquake or something, and it destroys their caves, and they have to move to new caves. And I was just like, no, I'm retconning what you published, Mrs. Dixon.
So you wrote your own thing where the caves are salvageable?
Oh, just where it didn't.
Oh, okay.
I was like, we're continuing from here.
The only book I have ever because I've never been, I appreciate fan fiction, but I have never read or written fan fiction. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm like a unicorn, sort of thing. Because I have an economy of time in my brain all of the time. And so if I read fan fiction about this, and I am the slowest reader on the face of the earth, if I read some fan fiction about this, then I can't read something new because my time is being used in that way. And if I write something to continue this, I can't be writing what's in my head for my own characters and my own world. And then there's also like, as far as writing it, I never felt like I was like deeply entrenched enough in any fandom to have like a thought outside of like what was already on the page, right? Like I just have never gotten that deep into fandom.
Yeah. Okay.
But Station 11, when I read that, I got done with it and I was like, I just want more of this. That was one of those stories that like I want to write in this world. I want to like follow these characters around for a while. I never did, but like that was the one.
I've never read Station 11, but I may have.
Really beautiful. She has another book released as well, and I haven't read it, but man, it's so good. It's another one that's like the plot is incredibly well layered, and like for me personally, like every moment was interesting. And I was just kind of like, why are we going back to this moment for this person? Why are we going back to talk about this? And then it all came together so nicely, you know?
Is it like a sci-fi?
I suppose so. It's set, technically, like, okay, so there's content warning, guys. It has to do with a pandemic that wipes out like 98% of the world's population. And so there's just very few people around 10 years after the fact, right? And so, yeah, like life as anyone knew it is just gone different, you know? It also takes place around the Great Lakes area, which is always really interesting to me. But yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, speaking of exciting, like I'm sitting here like what's the writing part? Like we need to talk about the writing stuff, but like I'm
way to
noticing
go with your
in
segue
the
there. Let's just clap our hands together and acknowledge your segue.
I'll add in a little music intro. It's time to talk about writing.
Please end it with your voice being all it's time to talk about writing.
It's time to talk about writing.
Maybe a choo-choo train. Choo-choo. It's time to talk about writing. What was that? A cat purr? Was this a drum roll?
Like pretend.
No. Let me just keep guessing. No, were you flipping through pages?
No. It was me pretending to type.
Oh, that's hilarious. Typing. That was spot on. That was me. You did it perfectly. Anyone would be able to tell that was you typing.
Shush.
Okay, so back to your perfect segue about being excited.
My amazing segue. Because I was doing the editing and I noticed you always start episodes with, so what have you read? Did you write today?
Oh, yeah. But I haven't written because I wrote the end for.
Oh, you wrote the end?
Yeah.
That was like yesterday, right?
No, that was like last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, take a week off.
I'm taking my week off. Yeah.
Well, I also have not been writing, but that's because I'm just not, like, I'm in a weird slump. But so I was like thinking about like how I would answer, and I was like, oh, what do I have to say that isn't really hard on like what like my productivity? And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm publishing a book tomorrow.
I know. That's another thing I want to talk about too. Is like you've been getting beautiful reviews for Live Laugh Lich.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, for one thing, Andrew saw that cover and he's like, that is hilarious. Like it like just hit him.
Good.
Such a deep level.
Because the first time I showed Austin the cover I was making, he goes, it's not your best. And I was like, I'm so mad. And so I like spent ages on it. Like, this is going to be perfect. And then I showed it to him again. He's like, yeah, it looks fair now.
Austin.
He knows to like, he's never mean, but like.
He's frank.
Sometimes it still hurts.
Yeah. I understand. So, that just reminded me of Sonny and Cher. So we're gonna go on a little journey here. So it was like the middle of the night, right? And I was not there. I have only ever heard this story through Cher because I don't know them personally, but they were on a first name basis. So
Gotcha.
it's the middle of the night, and Sonny's all excited, and he wakes up Cher, and he's like, "You gotta hear this song I just wrote. You gotta hear it." And he plays "I Got You, Babe," and she goes, "It's not your best," and she went back to bed. And it ended up being their biggest hit. So, suck on that, Austin!
Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? Cher and Austin.
But okay, so tell me about Live, Laugh, Lich coming out.
Okay, so this was the short story that originally was going to be in VGP, Violet Gaze Press, and their Monster Love anthology that kind of had a little meltdown and got disbanded. Oh, fun stuff. So everyone who was going to be part of that anthology decided to kind of just self-publish, and this is mine. And oh my god, how do I even begin to describe this weird thing?
It's adorable. I love it.
Oh my god, I had to explain it to my therapist, like my actual therapist the other day, and like I had a moment where I was like, you know those romances with vampires? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, and the werewolf ones? And she goes, yeah. And I go, well, this one's a skeleton. Because he's undead. And she's like, oh. And she made a face, and I was like, yeah, I can see I'm not going to go further into the plot.
I even in selling it to like readers, like, let's not start there. Right?
Yeah, no, okay. But so what it is a monster romance, and it is an office
which
romance,
is so cute.
which is really the selling point.
So cute.
Lily is a secretary, and she has a crush on her boss. The thing is, he's undead. He's a necromancer. He's also the CEO, so like, triple threat. And one day, she, goes into his office, and she sees him without his cloak on, and oh my god, look at those bones. No, he's got more than bones.
Yeah.
But, and she's like, ooh, and then he's got 3 dicks. Okay, I just need to pause in like my selling of it, because I messaged a bunch of like book talkers and book reviewers like, hey, do you want an arc of this? And the ones that said yes, usually like a couple hours after I send them the file, they just kind of went, girl, 3 dicks. Are you for real? I was like, and then I just send them the little trident emoji. It's like, yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
Did you ever, because there was that word that I like was like, I can't get past this word. Did you keep that word in there?
I think
yeah.
I
couldn't think of a single. I almost didn't tell you because I couldn't think of like a different word. Turns out that sucker is a pretty specific word. It does a specific purpose.
I was thinking about Lillian Lark's book with the kraken and the tentacles. I was like, those were pretty out there. And I don't want to like copy that directly, but like I am thinking about it. And then I was like, let's say sucker. It's fine. We just gross someone out. That's fine.
It's one word.
But anyway, so
if you're gonna get hung up on one word, keep moving.
Yeah, close the book because of that word.
Oh. But okay, so.
Oh, yeah, and so Lily, she's got a crush on her boss. She sees him one day out of his, big billowy swishy cloak that makes it seem like he's not even, he's just a dark shadow in the air. And because she's such a loyal secretary, they, when he needs a shiver from her, and, she's got skin.
Yeah.
So he's like, I need your help in these magical rituals. And she's like, I know you do have skin. And so he needs a shiver from her, and so she gives it to him, and it's very sexy. Yes. And then the next ritual, he's like, I need to seal away a first kiss in a jar. And she's like, oh, well, I've never been kissed. As you do to your boss.
Yes. And as ritual magic will do, it just keeps on one-upping itself.
Yeah, so it just keeps kind of escalating from there, but then she's wondering, is she just giving him her body and not really getting any reciprocal feelings, and maybe those feelings weren't part of it for him, and she's having a little heartbreak over it. And then there's some OSHA violations, you know, for flavor.
I do love the OSHA violations and all the
Yeah, no, I think that's a
yeah,
selling
I
point.
agree. I was also reading through your Instagram. There was another thing you noted. Dorky puns, hella boning.
Oh yeah. God, I should have made their water cooler talk like dirty or something. Like, you know, very sensual.
I don't know. I kind of love that it's like so benign.
Right?
Right?
I know. I really liked making him such a dork.
that it is very like this is human. This is me being human. Look at me wear my human hat. Not wear a human. He doesn't wear humans. So
yes, that is important.
That is important.
Yeah, so that's releasing tomorrow. Probably be released long before we put this up.
Yeah, but that's okay. You can still go read it and support our lovely
it's on my... Yeah, you can just search Love, Laugh, Lich. Lich is Lich.
Or Kate Pryor.
Or Kate Pryor. You might get other people popping up. I think there's like a handful of people under that
on
name.
Goodreads, I thought you were like pretty close to the only one.
There's another lady there.
Get her out of here.
And she's got this other book, and I'm like, no. Shoo!
Oh man, I sounded like Nick Miller. Get off my lawn. Get. Anyway, poor other Kate Pryor. She should go by a different.
I won't feel bad.
And
we had plans to talk about your idea of what you write for you compared to what you write for readers.
Okay. So a perfect writing experience for me consists of like intense stares and deep longing. Okay. Banter. Euphemistic sex scenes would also be on that list. I am all about writing.
Really?
Yes, I am all about writing like the emotional and the like physical sensations, but the staging of it bogs my brain so much.
I mean, I feel like I want to say same.
Yeah.
But like I've gotten to a point where like when I write the sex scene, I go, he touched her labia. And like I'm like, oh, people don't like clinical words, but like I'm just leaving it in for now and then it stays there forever.
I love it. Things I write for readers. We've got plot and endings. Not really the things that I can get away from, but I do not write those things for me. Like that is a labor of love right there.
God, endings are so
oh
tough.
My gosh. I feel it like hanging on my back right now and I don't even have one to write. They're so hard. So I wrote the end to Just Fake Mary and I had to like pull teeth to get it out of me and I really should have like let it sit, but I was like, no, you are so close to being done. And I even like I breezed through that it's bad. It's so bad. It's a first draft and like, yep, no one's gonna see it. No one. And so about, I don't know, 4 or 5 days later, I was like, oh, this is so a better ending. And so yeah, I like wrote the note of like how to change it in edits and it's just gonna sit there until it's time to edit it. But it is gonna be, I'm already happier with the way that will turn out. And I'm also really happy not to be hanging out with them for a little while. You know, like how you love people, but like you're still like, you know what? I could use a little break.
I'm burned out on you.
I'm really sorry, guys. I could use a little break. Like I've got the big tired of you and your problems, and I'm gonna need a little break. So yeah, those are the things I write for readers: plot and endings. I would write nothing but beginnings and early middles. So
big.
Yeah, I know, right? So that's where my joy's at.
That's a lot shorter than I thought this question would be. I thought we would have like a very long discussion on that.
We can dive into it, but it's like that's the stuff that's hard for me. Is like carrying through the plot correctly and all the pacing and giving it plot outside of just the romance. Because for me personally as a reader, that is something that will keep me turning pages. So like that's one of the things I'm really enjoying about Widow of Rose House is that yes, it is very much a romance, and the romance level is really well done, but there's such a great external plot outside of their romantic relationship. And so I'm really enjoying, like, I'm turning pages, even though, like, we've made it to a point in the romance that if it wasn't so heavily plotted, I would be less interested at this point. You know what I mean? But I'm not less interested because the plot is fantastic.
It's weird, you know, like, I usually, you know, I'm not too big on, like, a big plot.
Okay. Can you give me an example? Like, what's something that has a plot outside of the romance? Or something that you mean by, like, not a big plot? What do you mean by that?
So I feel like what I need from the plot of a romance is I need it to, in some way, further instigate the romance. It needs to propel the romance. You know, this is the thing that puts these two in the same room and makes them do things together, whether it's like, we have to bake a cake together. Yeah. Oh my god, I hate
you. The Widow of Rose House
I'm baking this cake with you.
Such a great example of doing that. Like, it is such a great example of doing that. I really think you'll enjoy it when you read it, because I need you to read it. So this is my friendly request that you read it and we talk about it.
Okay.
I'll read X-Hex, I swear.
All right. We'll switch books when we're done. Yeah, like, pretty much, because, like, so I think Say Yes to the Marquess.
I didn't read that one.
You know, is very much like that kind of plot. Oh, it's a good book. I really loved it.
Did you read Prince of Broadway? Was that it?
No, I think that's Mika you're thinking about.
So that was another one that, like, was a good example of, like, here's the exterior plot and it keeps on pushing these two and their romance.
Yeah. Well, so I'm not a big fan of, like, exterior plots that get really complicated and you really have to pay attention to them, and it doesn't really have a lot to do with the main characters. It's not forcing them together.
But, like, if the exterior plot can bring out, like, the reason why there's a no way between these two characters, or it's also the adherence. Anyway, apparently words are starting to sound funny in my head. So, but, like, I really enjoy that. Like, when a plot is able to do both of those things, like, it's the reason that they're brought together, but it also is, like, bringing out the emotional reasons that they can't be together or something along those lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really
feeding the romance in whatever the way the romance needs to be fed, which is really hard to accommodate. They can't be together because of the same reason they are pushed together. Like,
that is like, very important.
Yeah, and anytime you can see it done really well, it's like, congratulations. Like, go hold Evan's star,
like,
friend.
So I'm trying to. I don't want to dunk on any books.
Yeah, I know. I don't like doing that either. I like how we're both, like, breezing over titles unless we're saying things that we really enjoy.
Yeah. Well, like, so it's easier to point to something that you did like, that, you know, that you can say, this is how to do it well. But then when you have to, like, come up with an example of how this is what didn't do it well, that just feels icky.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to dunk on something publicly. I'll dunk on it to you
that's
after
fair.
this phone call.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. So, listener, if you want to know what we dunked on, you have to be personal friends with us. So.
Oh, no, I was going to say, you got to do the $100 Patreon.
Oh.
We don't have a Patreon.
We don't have a Patreon.
Yet.
It's a big yeah. We're going to have one listener that contributes.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the one. So thank you, one listener, for for downloading it and for the Patreon contribution that we don't have yet.
Yeah.
But that's how you're going to have to get the lowdown on what we didn't enjoy was money. So you will have to buy our friendship.
Yes, that is exactly how it goes.
It is rather coveted.
You buy my book or you buy my friendship. Right. Either way.
Our company is rather coveted. So it's a going rate, you know, you're going to have to pay for it. Not in an accounting sort of way. So I'm off the rails.
Oh, I was like thinking too deeply into the implication of you have to pay for our time.
I was too, and I made
or our company. I was like, ooh.
I made the accounting joke, and it didn't go any further. Okay, now I'm just curious. You know what accounting is, right?
Accounting, like adding numbers.
Not on the internet. It's
doing
not
taxes. Oh, okay. That's why your joke was funny.
Which is always the sign of a good joke. When you have to explain your joke. That is when you know you nailed it.
See, if I'd known it was a euphemism, then I would have laughed. But, like, when you had to explain fiduciary to me the other day.
You remember that because you just listened to that episode.
Yes. Here I am pretending to know everything, you know. I have such a great memory for our episodes.
Yes. Don't believe her, listener. Don't believe her.
Oh no, I have a sieve for a head.
Yeah, same seas. But yeah, the whole joke with accounting is like when someone asks you like, what do you do? And you say accounting, no one asks you any further questions. Oh, and yeah. So, yeah, right? So it's like a perfect like hide in plain sight sort of situation. Mm-hmm.
Now someone needs to write a book with that where someone tries to hire someone who's like, oh yeah, she's an accountant.
God, that's adorable.
She's like really not an accountant.
Dude, that is adorable. But also I saw another TikTok that was like, this one was like, but I actually am an accountant. Like I actually work, like not like I actually am an accountant, but like I actually work with numbers. Like that's what I actually do. And no one ever asks me what I do once I tell them.
See, if you said you were like a forensic accountant, that's still boring.
I don't know. Forensic accountant, I'd have questions.
It just means you trace where like stolen money
Oh shoot,
goes,
dude, I am on board for that. You tell me more. Yeah, that's...
Okay, you have to like count the bank routing numbers on various bills and make them match up from place to
but
place.
Like you wouldn't that's still really interesting.
No.
That's really interesting.
All right, if you say so.
Oh my God,
my dad. I'm gonna look up a joke my dad texted me the other day because it was so bad. He keeps sending me math jokes because I sent him a math joke.
I love it. That's so cute. I just watched Kimmel's like YouTube videos of like dads not knowing their kids' birthdays and stuff like that.
Wow, that's awful.
And their kids are standing right next to them. What grade is your kid going into and not be able to answer that question? Like, ooh. One guy, his son's like, early 20s. When's your kid's birthday? And he's like, March 13th. And his kid's like, September 1st. And then, I know. To be 6 months away. I mean, that is rough, dude. So rough. And then, like, 2 minutes later, and they're like, okay, we're gonna ask you this one again. When's your son's birthday? And he couldn't say. He didn't remember from 2 minutes ago. And I get, like, the pressure of, like, you're on the television and da-da-da, this and that.
And I know, like, yeah, like... You don't think you're going to be asked a second time.
Yeah, but like, dude, when your son was like, hey, September 1st, it didn't like jog a memory of his birth, like at all.
Okay, so here is the text. F, parentheses, X, close parentheses, walks into a bar and asks for a sandwich. The bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't cater for functions.
All right, Chris.
It's a math joke.
All right, Chris.
FX is a function.
That is super cute. That is totes and orbs. I can see what Chris
I had
sees
to say,
in Chris.
It's funny, Dad.
It's funny, Dad.
Oh, and then he said, a lot of people at work didn't get that one.
So
and I'm like,
but like you... Because, like...
I think I said something like that's concerning.
Well, because if you told me, like, if you showed me, like, FX in parentheses and was like, what does this mean mathematically? I would be like, I have no idea. But in the context of the joke, like, you can break it backwards.
Yeah, no, and that's what I did. I just went, oh, FX must be a function. Yeah, no, it's...
Comprehension, guys.
Yeah, I mean, also maybe he read it out loud to
But
them.
you just read it out loud to me, and I have to tell you, it wasn't bad.
It's also not his best math joke.
Well, what is his best math joke?
Oh, God, I don't know. Oh, what's 2/3 of a... Oh, no. What's up?
Not much?
2/3 of a cup.
I don't get it.
Up is 2/3 of a cup.
Up is 2/3 of a cup?
The cup is 3 letters.
Oh,
Up
that's so funny.
2 of them.
Okay, all right.
It's not. It's also barely math.
Okay, here's one.
Oh no.
Listener.
Math joke.
This is not a math
Listener came here for writing advice and possibly.
And they stayed for math jokes. Congratulations.
Oh my god.
Okay. This isn't a math joke. Okay. How do you spell yes?
Y-E-S.
Hold on, I'm gonna do it wrong. Damn it, I already did it wrong. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna spell a word and you tell me what it is, okay? Y-E-S.
Yes.
What is E-Y-E-S?
Eyes.
See? Sometimes people say E-S. And it's funny because they keep on saying the wrong thing.
Yeah. No, I realized I was supposed to walk into it after I thought about it.
I should have been dumber.
Okay. No, do it one more time. One more time. I got this.
Okay. How do I spell? What am I spelling? Y-E-S. I'm already doing it wrong. I know I am.
Yes.
What is E-Y-E-S?
Use.
No, what is E-Y-E-S?
Yes.
What is E-Y-E-S, you dummy?
Yes.
Oh my god, Kate. What is...
Oh, you know this one? Okay.
Okay.
Pete and repeat. We're in a boat. Pete fell out. Who's left?
Pete and repeat, we're in a boat?
Pete fell out. Who's left?
Repeat?
Yeah. And then I say the joke again, and then you say repeat, and then I say the joke again.
I'm really good at jokes. So, alright.
Alright, you think we're...
I think so. I mean, we're supposed to, like, have an outro here.
We are. Do.
Are you typing again?
Yes. Alright. That's it for therapy.
That's time.
We may need to... That's not...
Get out.
Alright.
Till next week, bye!